Lady Raerdrim, VA. Pickles is currently in a magic circle in a nearby study. If he answers your questions and you're satisfied with them, then I suppose you can release him, if that's what you wish. However, I will be getting some rest. Why don't we finish our talk tomorrow, after you've had some time to think? That sounds fair. You tell her to get some rest and you'll come find her tomorrow. After a bit of aimless wandering, you finally find Pickles within a magic cage. He's curled into a ball, but he hears you. He perks up and addresses you.
Ah, hero. You haven't been confined or mind-controlled. I'm glad to see that. Help me get out of here so we can escape.
You tell him not so fast. You have a few questions you'd like answered first. Firstly, you'd like to know his real name.
𝐒𝐄𝐑𝐀𝐂𝐁. As I said before, I was once a knight that served at your side, before that tragic event happened.
Your next question is, how and why was he captured by the lady back then?
A squad of soldiers I led attacked a caravan with her thralls. We were trying to interrupt her supply lines. Sadly, we didn't realize she was among them. I bought time for the soldiers to retreat, but sadly, that led to my imprisonment.
Last question. Did he know that spell would kill you? Even if it was just an inkling?
Hero, what did she...
You're not the hero anymore. He should just call you Dove.
Sorry, Dove. I don't know what she told you, but you can't possibly believe I intentionally wanted to do something bad to you, do you?
He's not denying it. What is he hiding?
I only ever wanted to help you, protect you. I had fought so hard for us. I knew it was a possibility that it could kill you. I wasn't sure what magics I was toying with. All I know was that she wanted you for some reason. I didn't want you to be some pawn for her. You were already being controlled by the army. I hope you can forgive me.
Everyone in this just feels like a villain. From Lady Raerdrim's tyranny to the kingdom's negligence, to Pickles making decisions for you. Honestly, it seems like the kingdom was the biggest villain of all of this. You walk towards the magic circle and disrupt the lines with your foot. You are not sure what his plans are, but if he truly wants freedom from the lady, you will ask her. But you are going to remain here until you find out what's really going on.
You're actually going to stay here? But that's... Then I will remain here as well. I may be in feline and avian form, but I will not break my oath to protect you.
He steps out of the ring and walks into the hall. You should probably get some rest yourself. Even though you've been laying in bed all this time, you felt so restless and unwell learning all this information. The next day, you find the lady reading in the dining area. She immediately shows you a bright smile, and she looks much more well-rested. Dove, it's good to see that you're moving around again. I take it your talk with the cat went well? I saw him roaming in the halls, trying to avoid my gaze. Though I suppose that's none of my business. You are probably here to tell me your thoughts on yesterday, and ask any unanswered questions. I owe you that much, in the very least. Truthfully, you accidentally sought her out because of her magic. But it's now or never. Pickles, or Freynaud, or whatever he's called. You were wondering if she would be willing to undo the familiar contract with him. Oh, I'm not unwilling, but just know that originally he was mortal, which means he would perish as soon as I take that gift back. I doubt he would want to leave your side while I still live, well, in my undead state. Have you only come back to ask for his release, or do you have something else in mind? Well, you're still grappling with your past memories, so you don't know much about the kingdom that supposedly abandoned the land to the lady. That would be Gloryhaven. Truly a place ripe with self-righteous indignation. If you're not on their side or aligned with their growth, you're labeled a vile evil or in consort with foul magic. I've never ventured far outside my own territory, so I only know what the old Duke wrote about them. They seem to glorify their own actions while demonizing any enemies they've made. History seems to support them since they are the victors of most combat. Why are you so curious about them? Did Pickles say something? It's actually what both Pickles and she said. Perhaps it's nothing, but the kingdom seemed to have a direct hand in allowing the lady to rampage, but at the same time, it didn't seem like the lady herself knew what was going on. They just seem incredibly suspicious. An interesting notion, but nothing more. I doubt whoever was in charge still lives. So even if it were true, there is little left in the way of holding others accountable. But if my memory serves me well, I believe your parents were originally from its capital. Rather strange they willingly moved to a vampire's territory. Perhaps your past self knows more than I do now, Dove. But those memories are still locked behind that mind of yours. You try to reach into your mind, trying to find those missing memories. But the lady places her hand on your cheek and leads your gaze to her. The past is the past. We do not need to dwell in the darkness of it. Not when we have the bounty of the future ahead of us. Especially since you are here now. I say we take full advantage of it. Let us have a dinner in my private gardens. They were always made for you, and I want you to enjoy their beauty in their entirety. And maybe we can take that time to understand each other better. You clearly have more questions and, well, I want to know who Dove truly is, and how different they are from my hero. Does that sound like a date then? I almost forgot to do this. For the next video, I'm doing a Q&A, so if you have any questions for the lady, please put it in the comment section. The more serious and lore-friendly they are, the more likely it will be answered by Lady Raerdrim. Hello everyone, I have a bunch of stuff to talk about. First off, patrons, thank you so much for supporting me, and a special thank you to Unplugged Professor for being a hero. I also want to say a big thanks to Anthony as well, because they actually donated towards the charity event, and I noticed it in the little events log, so thank you so much. Very kind of you. We hit all of our goals and absolutely destroyed them. I had to make even more goals because we hit around $1,500 between the 3 streams on my channel, which is incredible. This VTuber Showcase charity event that I've been running has had over 20 VTubers. We've also had 𝐒𝐇𝐀𝐂𝐀𝐂𝐓𝐄𝐄𝐑𝐒, Eurobeats, we had Jessie Cox, we had Ruby Charity Goblin, we had her mother, Jamie Lee Curtis. This has been the biggest event of my career, so it has taken so much time and energy. I also had some unfortunate things come up. My computer decided to die right after the charity event, and I had to rip it apart a few times and put it back together a few times. It's luckily working now, but very frustrating. And the biggest thing that I've lightly touched on, trigger warning for those who can't handle family death, please click off now. My stepdad was just put on hospice this week, and I have obviously been there for him and my mother as much as possible. I have completely cleaned their home, and I just haven't able to really spend a lot of time on myself. It's caused a lot of writer's block and a lot of lack of motivation. So obviously through this time, up until his passing and even afterwards, I'm gonna be a little sporadic, and I'm so sorry. I'm gonna keep pushing content out because I love doing it. But understand, this is a really hard time for me and my family. I really appreciate you guys for understanding, and I hope you guys stick around through this rough patch. Alright, I love you guys. Have a good night.